What is good, horror? This is your boy Horror Gamer back with another video for you. And as you can tell by the title of this video, this is another episode of Horror Gamer Reads. Now, last week's episode of Horror Gamer Reads, we went and saw ourselves reading the 2018 novelization of Halloween. And it was basically the beginning of the movie where they're in Smith's Grove and they're meeting Michael Myers, and Michael Myers is just standing there, unfazed. He moves a little bit, he goes, just a little bit. But that's it. So now, let's just dive right back in, check out what Chapter 2 holds for us, and then at the end, we'll have a little discussion. Talk it through like a virtual book club. Now, before I get into it, no, your boy Horror Gamer isn't the strongest of readers, so I think I go too fast and my brain can't keep up. So I'll be reading fast and then I'll have to stop. But I do my best. I like to read, so I figured I'd bring you guys on the journey. So without further ado, let's dive into Chapter 2 of Horror Gamer Reads Halloween 2018. Haddonfield, Illinois. Already awake by the time her alarm clock buzzed, Allison reached out and switched it off before the sound disturbed anyone else in the house. She'd always been a morning person, accused at times by friends and family of being annoyingly chipper at dawn while they clung to their energy drinks or steaming mugs of coffee as if they were life preservers. A new day presented new opportunities, and Allison figured if you planned to seize the day, you might as well start with the beginning of it. That's kind of smart. She picked out her workout clothes the night before, but the forecast called for a chilly morning. So she opened her closet door and flipped through the bustling row of hangers, sliding aside her tops until she came upon her gray quarter-zipped running jacket with long pink and navy striped sleeves, which paired well with her powder blue running shorts. As she slipped on the jacket, she turned back to her room, her gaze falling, as if for the first time, on some of the childhood crafts and mementos she'd never tossed or boxed or attic storage. Middle school's crafts, a few stuffed animals, a magic 8-ball, a few items she'd probably be embarrassed to have on display if any high school friends dropped by. At 17 years old, she had a late adolescent duty to move on and grow up. But somehow, the traditional task of putting away childish things had never assumed any real urgency. She closed the door to her closet, which surely had enough free space to hold at least a few of those childhood artifacts, made her bed and slipped out into the cool morning air. After putting her light brown hair up in a ponytail, she performed a few dynamic stretches to warm up before launching into her morning run. Even so, it took several blocks before she worked out the kinks in her stride and began to focus on her breathing and form. Once fully engaged in her run, she felt as if she were meditating in motion, her breathing steady and controlled, her movements fluid, natural, and calm. She passed a 5-foot-high wrought iron fence bordering a house now beyond the property of her vision. In the blink of an eye, she caught a blur of motion, and a dog lunged at the fence, barking ferociously. Allison's heart rate spiked, and she stumbled, veering from the fence. Her last breath lodged in her throat, but the dog stayed on his side of the fence, no immediate threat to her, allowing her to regain her composure after several uneven strides. A few deep, calming breaths, and the moment slipped behind her, but not forgotten. She chided herself for breaking one of her cardinal rules for running alone. Always be aware of your surroundings. Her seize the day mentality had a relevant corollary, whatever the fuck that means. Holy shit. Stay in the moment. Not always easy for someone her age. Like her friends, she tended to agonize over past missteps and then second and triple guess every future decision. With practically her whole life in front of her, she had as many ways to succeed as to spiral into failure due to poor choices. But that wasn't the real worry. What if the paths to success were obscured and hard to find, while the roads to failure were broad? Or the ultimate fear, the success waited at the far end of the tightrope in a rough world. Damn, you think all like that going on a brisk morning run? Shit. Slowing, she ran past a residential community garden and noticed many of the flowers and vegetables had died. Inside the garden, a woman wearing a red and orange sari wrapped a plant to protect it from the changing weather, the chill in the air. Breathing deeply, hands at her hips, Allison stopped and watched the patient woman. Something in the way she handled the plant made Allison think of a parent trying to protect her child from the random cruelties awaiting her out in the world. While Karen, Allison's mother, prepared breakfast, juggling her attention between bacon in a skillet, eggs in a frying pan, and a stack of bread for the toaster, Ray proceeded with single-minded purpose in slathering peanut butter over the catch of a mousetrap. Karen wondered if Ray anticipated the mouse gorging itself before the trap sprung. "You see this?" Ray said. "I switched from marshmallow fluff to peanut butter. We'll see if that little devil snatches it." "Leave any in the jar?" "Oh, there's enough for another trap," Ray said. Playing at the level of a background conversation, the countertop radio alternated between periodic traffic reports for the morning rush hour and the drive time. DJ crew laughing at an intern convinced the radio station was haunted. Karen assumed they were pranking the young man, but had trouble following the conversation as Ray had also turned on the TV for a dose of the morning news, but had inadvertently switched to a channel whose programming consisted solely of earnest infomercials. But wait, there's more. There was always more. A deal too good to pass up. For a limited time only. Operators standing by. After setting the catch lever notch in the opening to set the trap, Ray crouched to open the cabinet and reached toward the back to set it down. Freeloader's days are numbered. Worried he'll take a seat at the breakfast table. "You're a lovely woman," Ray said, but you're back. But you lack the killer instinct. Sorry, there was a shadow here. You lack the killer instinct. "I'll take that as a compliment," Karen said, laughing. She flipped an egg and absently brushed her hand against the skillet of bacon, burning a finger. "Ouch," she said. "You okay?" "It's nothing," she said, pressing her finger to her lips. An occasional minor burn was the price paid by a busy cook, the fine for multitasking in the kitchen. "No aloe plant?" "Keep forgetting." Fresh from her post-run shower, Allison entered the kitchen in school clothes, a pink cardigan and jeans, fussing with her backpack zipper. She always seemed 3 steps ahead of everyone else in the house. Karen wished she had as much energy as her daughter. "Everything okay?" "Stupid zipper," Allison said. "Always gets stuck." "Try some WD-40, Ray said absently as he prepped a second mousetrap. "Ew, seriously? That stuff reeks." "What? It evaporates." Allison yanked on the zipper. Besides, the zipper teeth are caught on the cloth. While Karen doled out breakfast portions to 3 plates, she said to Allison, "I rescheduled my last session, so I'll be able to make it tonight." "You didn't have to do that," Allison said, finally freeing the zipper. It's not that big of a deal, she added casually. Maybe too casually, Karen thought. Of course it is, Ray said, satisfied that he had a big enough dollop of peanut butter on the second trap to tempt the most suspicious of rodents. You got into the National Honor Society is a very big deal. With the catch lever in place, he carefully withdrew his finger. I was top of my shop class, making ashtrays and birdhouses. Allison nodded at the mousetrap. No instruments of death? Unfortunately, inventing a better mousetrap has so far eluded me. Karen navigated the kitchen table carrying 2 of the 3 plates, and we're looking forward to meeting Cameron. I knew his father, Lonnie, and his uncle, Wames. The entire Elam family has a reputation. Karen shot him a disapproving look. Ray, come on. What? You know about his situation, Ray said, picking up the loaded trap. It's a relevant factor. The whole household is. As he turned toward a different cabinet, he jostled the trap and it snapped in his hand, the hammer smashing his finger. Startled, Ray flinched, dropping the trap and what remained of the blob of bait to the floor. Blood welled up from his finger. God damn it. Don't look at me, Karen said. I suggested a humane trap. That's not fair, Dad, Allison said, failing to stifle a laugh. Cameron isn't like that. He's a nice guy. Karen retrieved the 3rd plate and set it on the table. Maybe for once, they'd all have time to have breakfast together. Ray walked to the sink to wash his finger under cold water, then dabbed it with a paper towel. I'm not saying he's not nice. It's just, you're too smart to go out with the troublemakers and dipshits. You're right, Allison agreed, since she thought of Cameron as neither one nor the other. Karen filled 3 mugs with coffee while Ray grabbed a carton of orange juice from the fridge. Allison sat at the table. Did you guys invite grandmother like you said you were going to? Karen exchanged a look with Ray, and a knowing exchange between the 2 adults. Allison pretended not to notice. But Karen had caught the quick flicker of her gaze before she poked at a fried egg with her fork. I did, Karen said after too long of a pause. Talked to her yesterday. She took a breath before sitting. She's not going to be able to make it. Allison grabbed her backpack sitting on the empty chair beside her and gave her mother a skeptical look as she pulled the zipper tight. Really? Ray sat opposite Allison, avoiding eye contact with her by directing his attention to Karen. Bad morning for fingers, he said to her. Which one did you burn? Karen waggled at him, her gaze remaining on her daughter. But when Ray kissed her finger, she couldn't miss the disapproving look he gave her. Probably trying to tell her, Allison's not buying it. Pull the ripcord, bail out before it's too late. Karen remained committed for Allison's sake. At least, that's what she kept reminding herself. She's agoraphobic, in serious need of cognitive behavioral. Fortunately, as Karen began to flail, losing more credibility with each word that passed her lips, the doorbell rang. Vicky's here, Allison said. I gotta go. But you haven't eaten any of your breakfast, Karen said. Allison looked down at her plate, then back at her mother. I've had enough, she said, letting the statement hang for a moment. After a glance at the fruit bowl on the table, she added to lighten the mood. Ate a banana before my run this morning. But where's the protein? Karen asked as Allison wound her way out of the kitchen. In a bar in my bag, Allison called out from the next room. I'll eat it on the way. You know, Karen said to Ray, I don't believe she has a protein bar in her backpack. Ray pushed away his own plate and stood up, staring down at Karen. Karen? Ray said with exasperation, shaking his head. What the hell? Well, that was chapter 2 of Halloween. While not really the most exciting of the chapters, it was a good look into Allison and Karen and Ray and kind of their family dynamic, in which, you know, Karen it seems like she's a compulsive liar when it comes to her mother, and her daughter's relationship. Like, it seems like Allison wants that relationship with her grandmother, and Karen's trying to keep that away. But anybody who's watched the movie knows the reason. I'm not going to get into that because we're not talking about the movie. We're talking about the book. Like I said, the chapter was kind of meh. It's okay, but you need chapters like that. In books like this, you need build-up chapters. You need filler chapters. You need chapters that tell you the story of the character, or like the backstory behind some of the characters. You know, what the family dynamic is of these characters. You know, it seems like Ray's the cool dad. You know, he's the funny one. You know, he's more of the patriarch, while Karen, she's the mom, but she kind of is sneaky in a way that, you know, she does things behind Allison's back to keep her from having a relationship with her grandmother. And Allison is the teen who wants to succeed, who wants to get out there and basically take the world by the horns. And she wants to have her family there with her. But it's like her mom and her butt heads a lot, you know, because of her mom's relationship with her grandmother and the lack thereof allowing her to try to have a relationship with her grandmother. So all in all, while the chapter was kind of slow, it was still a good build-up chapter, a good storytelling chapter, which I enjoy. So, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And yeah, so with all that being said, Horror Horde, I really hope guys are enjoying Horror Gamer Reads, because, man, I've been wanting to bring this back now for a while. I was debating. I was like, yeah, should I? And then, you know what? I said, fuck it. Let's just do it. It's fun. I might not be the strongest reader. I might slip over my words a little bit from time to time. But you know what? I enjoy doing it, and I hope you guys enjoy listening. It's just fun for me. So, all right, Horror Horde, with all that being said, I love you guys. Thank you guys. Don't forget, if you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button. Let's get the Horror Horde out there. Let's grow, you know. Let's do this. This is fun, you know. I'm not in it for any kind of notoriety. I'm in it because I love horror. I love you guys, and I want to reach as many horror fans as I can. From one horror fan to another, I love you guys. So, all right, Horror Horde, with all that being said, thank you. I love you, and until next time, this is your boy Horror Gamer saying, as always, don't fear the darkness. Embrace it.